अत्र सर्ग विसर्गश्च स्थानं पोषण पूतयः मन्वंतर ईश कथा निरोध mukti ashraya. So various topics for various cantos. So first canto is like introduction. And how Bhagavatam comes about. Bhagavatam, how it came about. Krishna swadham upagate dharma jnanadibhi sah galau nashta drishamesha purana arika. Little bit can reduce Purana. Purana arika adhuna udita. So when Lord Krishna left back the spiritual world, Dwapar Yuga finished. And that's when Bhagavatam comes as the torch bearer of light for those who want to become devotees, those who want to practice devotional service, those who are really interested to go back to spiritual world. So, this is the beginning of Bhagavatam. And the second canto deals with the beginning of the universe, how universe came about. So, in the first chapter is the introduction of Bhagavatam. We have Sutta Goswami who is wandering in the forests of Naimisharanya, and he meets Shaunakadi rishis who are doing a 1,000-year-old sacrifice for the benefit of the people of Kali. And they ask him, "Oh, we know that you have heard the entire Bhagavatam from Shukadeva Goswami, when it was happening between Parikshit Maharaj and Shukadeva Goswami. You have heard that conversation and you know it, so please be very merciful on us and please tell us what that conversation is." And then the sages ask 6 questions. And the first 2 of them are, what is the prime duty of a man in this world, human being? And the second is, what is the prime duty of a human being on deathbed? At the time of death, what is one's prime duty? And these 6 questions, and most importantly, the 2 questions in front, these 6 questions form the entire basis of the 18,000 verses of Bhagavatam. So this is the first canto, and Shukadeva Goswami tells us about, or rather Vyasdev tells us about, who can hear Bhagavatam. It's Nigamukalpataroor Dalitam Phalam Shukamukhamudamritadravya Samyutam Vibata Bhagavatam Nirsamaya Muhurahorasika Udibhavuka. So Bhagavatam is like the ripened fruit of Vedic literatures. So Vedic literatures are compared to a tree. Then the tree blossoms and it gives fruits and flowers. And the flower is considered to be the last part of the growth of that tree, and that is what it has to offer to the world. And a ripened fruit. So that is like, this is the maximum I can do, the tree says. So similarly, Vedas say, this is the maximum I can do. Don't expect anything further. Yes. So Nigama Kalpataror Dalitam Phalam. Dalitam means already started to overbite. मतलब इससे ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं हो सकता overbite. Dalitam Phalam plus Shukamukhad Amritadrava Samyutam. It is being spoken by Shukadeva Goswami. It has become even more rasapurna. So Pibata Bhagavata Rasam Alayam. So what is Bhagavatam? Bhagavatam is a storehouse of rasa. Yes. So right now, what induces rasa in us is the vinum.
Yeah.
Yes. अब ये रस कैसे टपकता है? प्रभुजी प्रसाद में क्या है? So at an advanced stage, रस कैसे टपकेगा? भागवत कथा कहाँ हो रही है? So, Vibata Bhagavata Rasam Alayam. So, second chapter deals with Shukadeva Goswami, rather Sutta Goswami, deals with the instructions to the first question. What is the duty of a man in this material world? What is the prime duty of a man in this material world? Yes. And he says that God realization is the primary duty of human being. Human birth is there only for God realization. बाकी कोई चीज ही नहीं है. Just like if a child is going to school and he is told by his parents, I mean, even he is convinced, I want to become a computer science graduate, I want to become a computer science graduate, I want to go to IIT. So now he is going through 8th, 9th, 10th, 12th, whatever. But all that is a step to go to IIT. He is going through 8th, 9th, 10th, yes. But then all that is, oh, I want to go to IIT, I want to go to IIT. So similarly, whatever we are doing in this material world, we have a family, we have an office, we have children, we have bank balances, we have EMI, we have caste to maintain, we have social obligations, all that is like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What is the primary duty? Primary duty is God realization. Enhancing our love towards Krishna. That is like going to IIT. So just as a student is going through his 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, but at the same harboring that intention, I want to go to IIT. Similarly, a devotee should go through all the things that he is supposed to do in this material world, harboring the intention, I want to love Krishna. So this is the prime duty of any human being. And then he tells about the qualities of worship. So the 4 standards of worship. Because of reward, because of faith, yes. Or rather, because of reward, because of faith, because of fear, sorry. The first is fear. Because of fear, because of faith, because of duty, and because of love. 4 कारणों की वजह से कोई भी व्यक्ति भगवान की सेवा करता है. पहले डर से, हमने इसके ऊपर चर्चा की. इस साल सत्यनारायण नहीं हो तो क्या होगा? सत्यनारायण को भी हो जाएंगे. और इंटेंशनली उनकी कथा भी ऐसी होती है. एक वो आटपाट नगर तिकडे हा एक व्यापारी राहत होता. तो तिकडे गेला. त्याने त्याला समजा खूप वेगळं झालं. मग नंतर त्याच्या बायकोनी म्हणतात, मी तुझ्या नावाने त्यावेळी सत्यनारायण करेन. आणि मग ती कथाला विसरली. मग त्याला हा झाला, ते झालं, ते झालं, ते झालं. मग तिने सत्यनारायण केलं आणि सरळ घबराट झाला. So the entire katha is also to instill a fear. Now we see this is how pure devotional service and mixed devotional service is separated. So why is that Satyanarayana Katha done? It's nothing wrong. But then to give a sense of what do you say? कैसे तो कराना है. See, Vedas are like mother. So माँ या तो वो दवाई ऐसे ही खिलाएगी, नहीं तो लड्डू में डाल के खिलाएगी, नहीं तो मार करके खिलाएगी. कैसे तो उसको खिलाना है. So whichever way the child takes, mother is not interested in how it goes. Mother is interested in it should go. So similarly, we see Arjuna. Arjuna is at the level where he can take the direct medicine. Yes. हम सर्वस्य प्रभवो मत्त सर्वं प्रवर्तते इति पदमा विलंते मातुला भाव समन्वित. भाव समन्वित. भाव से मेरी भक्ति करो. And Arjuna can take it. Krishna is saying it. But here we need lessons like आटपाट नगर होतं आणि त्याच्या बायकोने सत्यनारायण केलं नाही का? क्योंकि उनको सत्यनारायण से कुछ लेना देना ही नहीं है. सत्यनारायण हो या न हो, उनको कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता. सत्यनारायण जब भाड़ में मेरा पैसा आ रहा है नहीं दर महीने का बस. So ऐसे लोगों को सत्यनारायण के पास लेके जाने के लिए कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा. Yes. So then you have these fear instilling stories at Patna. The second is because of reward. I will get something. So people go to temples because yes, Sukha Sampati Adi Kashta Vite Janata Jai Jagadish. So this standard reward consciousness. 99.9% of those who go to Tirupati Balaji and Shirdi are all like Sukha Sampati Dharavi Kashtivite Ganga. Reward, what will I get out of it? Third is duty. It was higher than reward. I don't want anything in return, but I must serve Krishna. I must serve Krishna. I must serve Krishna. And when it comes to duty, one foregoes one's basic thing. ठीक है, अब काम करना है तो बॉस की भी कदर सुनेंगे, सबॉर्डिनेट्स रिवोल्ट करेंगे तो वो भी सुनेंगे, इसको भी बाबा पुता करेंगे, उसको भी बाबा पुता करेंगे. क्यों? अल्टीमेटली बेचे खाना है, और नहीं तो फिर घर कैसे चलेगा? But the highest standard is love. Like a mother does for the child. उसको कुछ नहीं चाहिए चाइल्ड से, बड़ा होने के बाद भी कुछ नहीं चाहिए. Yes, 9 महीने अपने पेट में पालती है, बच्चा लात मारता रहता है. The irony is बच्चा लात मारता है तो माँ खुश होगी. You see, this is love. Somebody is kicking you and you are happy is a sign of love. Yes. And they say, oh मेरा लात मारा, ये देखो ऐसा पलट रहा है, ऐसा नहीं होता है. Yes. I have seen too many mothers doing this. Yes. I have also seen. Okay. So they become happy. They genuinely become happy. Why? It's love. ऐसे तुकाराम महाराज कहते हैं, ऐसी कैवल्याची जाती करे लाभा विन प्रीती, जगी भार वाहे त्याचे सर्वस्व ही साहे. ऐसी कैवल्याची जाती. This is the way Lord's behavior is. This is how Lord is. करे लाभा विन प्रीति. He doesn't expect anything from us. जगी भार वाहे. He takes every care of every living entity. Even somebody who is an atheist, उसको भी दाना पानी भगवान ही दे रहे. त्याचे सर्वस्व ही सारे. And then एक तो उसको खिलाओ, उसके बाद में उसकी टैंट्रम सहन करो. Yes, माँ पिताजी सहन कर देंगे नहीं. बच्चे को अच्छे से बड़ा करते हैं, और फिर बच्चे टैंट्रम करते हैं, कभी कभी हाथ टैंट्रम करता है, ये उसको भी सहन करते हैं, फिर भी उसको खिलाते रहते हैं, फिर भी उससे प्रेम करते हैं. ये प्रेम. So वैसे जब हम भगवान से प्रेम करेंगे, no matter how Krishna deals with us, we always love him, and that's the essence of Chaitanya Shikshamrita. आश्लिष्य वापादरतां मिलष्टुमां अदर्शनां न परमगतां करोतुमां यथा तथा वा विदधातुलं पटो मत्प्राणनाथस्तुसरेव नापर. Oh my Lord, you embrace me to your bosom, or you kick me on my face, I am yours. And that is how every mother loves their child. Yes, childless tantrums were never still. So this is the basic of Bhagavatam. Chapter 3 deals with how Krishna is the source of all incarnations. If we read Brahma Samhita begins with Ishvaraha Paramaha Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karana. So Ishvara means controller, master. So Ishvaraha Paramaha Krishna. Who is that Param Ishvara Krishna? How is his form? Satchit Ananda Vigraha. He has a form. Yes. Eternal, blissful and all cognizant. He has a form. Anadir Adi Govinda. He is the beginning of everything. Sarva Karana Karana. He is the cause of all causes. So right in the first, if we really want to understand the basics of philosophy of Krishna consciousness, Brahma Samhita is enough. If we go through the verses of Bhagavad Gita and understand Bhagavad Gita, might be next to Bhagavatam, we'll have Brahma Samhita elaborations. 39 verses are there, and every one Sunday we'll do, and might be 2 to 3 Sundays we'll cover entire Brahma Samhita word to word. What exactly it means, what Bhagavad wants to say. So Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Radha Radha Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam right in the beginning. अगर ये समझ लें तो आप डायरेक्ट चैंटिंग पे आ जाएंगे, खत्म, और कुछ करना ही नहीं है. You see? This is like a sutra. Yes. We understand these two lines and what remains to do? Chanting. Yes. So, Brahma Samhita, and we have Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam, the first thing that comes up. Om Namo Bhagavate. So, who is Bhagavan? Bhagavan is Vasudeva. Who is that Vasudeva? Vasudev's son. Why Vasudeva referred there? Vasudev's son. There might be many Vasudevas, but Vasudeva is only one. So, Vasudeva के जो पुत्र हैं, वासुदेव वो भगवान. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. जन्माद्यस्य यतः तन्मयानातो. The definition of God is right in the beginning. Who is God? The first shloka of Bhagavatam is definition of God. So we have around 20 different shlokas describing 20 different incarnations of Lord. And then Vyasdev says, Ete cham shakala pumsah krishnastu bhagavan swayam indrarivyakulam lokam nridayanti yugin yugin. Vyasdev says, Ete cha, ये सारे जब तक हमने देखे 20 incarnations. Amsha kala pumsah. Oh my dear men, they are only parts or fragmental parts of the Supreme Lord. But Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. So Vyasdeva is saying Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Brahmaji is saying Ishvara Parama Krishna. Krishna himself is saying Matta Smritir Jnanam Apohanam Cha Sarvasya Jnanam Hridi Sannivishto. Yes. Man Mana Bhava Mad Bhakto. और क्या कुछ चाहिए? Yes. So, and what is he doing? If Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, what is he doing? Indra Ari Vyakula Loka. Indra, the king of demigods, Suras. Ari means enemies. So who are the enemies of gods? देवताओं के enemy कौन है? असुर. Yes, राक्षस, असुर. So Indra Ari और असुर लोग क्या करते हैं? सबको पीड़ित करते हैं. So जब कोई पीड़ित होता है वो व्याकुल हो जाता है. It becomes disturbed. So Indra Ari Vyakulam Lokam Nridayanti. He smashes that. Nridayanti basically means smash. See, what a classic description. ऐसे भी नहीं कि उनको समझाते हैं. So आप समझ नहीं पाएंगे. So इसलिए हम देखते हैं Krishna is very pakka. He gives Shastra, and for someone who does not understand Shastra, he has this Prakriti as his Shastra. So if you do not understand Shastra, Prakriti will deal with you and she will give you pain. Janma mrityu jara vyati dukha doshana darshana. So सुधर जा भैया, नहीं तो बहुत तकलीफ होने वाली. ऐसे मत सोच यहाँ पे सरकारी काम चलेगा. सुना तो सुना, नहीं सुना नहीं सुना. किसी ने कुछ तो बोला, हमने यहाँ से क्या निकाला, वहाँ से निकाल दिया. इस कान में आके इस कान से सुनने का और उस कान से निकाल लेने का. ऐसे नहीं चलेगा. So you better come to track. Otherwise, I have Prakriti as my Shastra and it will deal with you. If you voluntarily come to me, I will excuse you. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam aham tvam sarva bhavebhyo mokshayami. If you don't listen to this, then you don't cry. भगवान आप केवल मत करो. मैंने इतना किया, उतना किया, आप कुछ नहीं कर रहे. अरे मैंने बोला ना यहाँ क्या करना है. वो क्यों नहीं सुना बोलते? What I have told you are not ready to listen. You want everything on your terms. Does it go? ऐसा चलता है क्या जीवन में? नहीं चलता. So Krishna says, come to my terms. And I am giving you Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, yes, चैतन्य चरितामृत, वेदास, उपनिषद और क्या चाहिए? मैं विग्रह के रूप में आया हूँ, मैं प्रसाद के रूप में आया हूँ, मैं भक्तों के रूप में आया हूँ, मैं हरिनाम के रूप में आया हूँ. हर जगह तो मैं हूँ और क्या चाहिए बोल. Anyone who can say that I don't have enough of Krishna, yes. पुण्यो बंध प्रतिज्ञा. पहली बारिश, सुगंध मिट्टी का भगवान है वो. पानी पीते हैं. जब प्यास लगती है तो कितना भी कोका कोला पीजिए, वो सब एडवर्टाइजमेंट होती है. ठंडा वो होने कुछ नहीं वाला, वो सिर्फ पानी पीने से. क्यों? What quenches it is Krishna who quenches that thirst. रसोहम अपसुखम ते. I am that taste in water. I am the smell, fragrance. So I am the sun, I am the moon. No, you can't. मतलब आप इनसे तो बच नहीं सकते. दिन में आप सनलाइट से बच नहीं सकते, रात में आप मूनलाइट से बच नहीं सकते. आप कैसे भगवान से बच सकते? Krishna is 110 ways to catch you. So better come to terms. And then we have the last verse here, where Vyasadeva says one should not even look at any other incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but just to be full-fledgedly surrendered to Krishna. Don't look here and there also. He says, और इधर उधर मत देखिए, केवल कृष्ण, केवल कृष्ण, केवल कृष्ण. And then the prelude to the Bhagavatam starts, 4th chapter, Narad Muni's descent. So Vyasadeva on the bank of Saraswati, yes, he is morose, despondent. And seeing Vyasadeva, he is remembering his Guru, Narad Muni. And as soon as he remembers his Guru, Narad Muni comes there. Now you see, this is a classic relationship between a spiritual master and disciple. When the disciple is troubled, he really remembers Shri Guru. And as soon as Shri Guru hears the ardent prayers of his disciple, immediately, you see, Narad Muni ऐसे ही नहीं है, खाली पीली कि व्यासदेव कब याद करेंगे, मैं जाऊँगा. ऐसा नहीं है. He has so many things to do. But whenever he sees genuine, he immediately comes back. This is the best dealing or relationship between the disciple and spiritual master. And that is why one must practice to remember Shri Guru. Dhyayan stuvam tasya yashastri sandhyam vande guru Shri charanarvindam. Krishna's charan are also Paravinda. Shri Guru's charan are also referred to as Paravinda. Why? Because Shri Guru carries the full embodiment of mercy. So it is like a sponge is dipped in water. Now when you take the sponge in your hand and squeeze a little bit, water will come out. So what that sponge has is only water. Similarly, what Shri Guru has is only mercy of Krishna. Sansara dava nalani dhiruka pranaya karunya ghanaghanatvam praptasya kalyana gunakarnavasya vande guru Shri charanarvindam. So Shri Guru is like a sponge who is dipped in the mercy of Lord's glory, Lord's mercy. And when we approach this mercy, what we get is mercy. आप बैंक के पास जाके लोन मांगेंगे तो वो आपको नोट ही तो देंगे और क्या देंगे. बैंक के पास और कुछ है ही नहीं. बैंक का काम ही नोट के साथ खेलवाड़ करना है. सिंपल. बैंक में जाकर के आप 2 किलो सेब मांगोगे, क्या होगा? नहीं होगा. सो बैंक में जाके नोट के साथ ही खिलवाड़ करना है. इसी प्रकार से अगर भगवान की कृपा प्राप्त करनी है, Shri Guru के चरण. Nobody else can. Guru is not an ordinary being. Guru is not an ordinary Guru. He might be seen. He also is a person with flesh and bones. But we do not see the spiritual paradigm of how he stays. So Vyasdev, once Srila Prabhupada was asked by his disciple. So we have read in Shastras that the Guru knows everything about spiritual master. And Prabhupada says, yes, I know everything about all my disciples. How come? Prabhupada said, Krishna tells me. And then he really got scared. मतलब मैंने जो कुछ भी करतूतें की अब तक, Prabhupada को पता है. Prabhupada, do you really know everything? Prabhupada said, I know everything. सोचिए हम कैसे जी रहे हैं, उनको सच्ची में पता है. And many of Prabhupada's disciples have said, Prabhupada would come in front and the way he would gaze, it was like a scanner. Yes, कच्चा चिट्ठा खुल जाता है. But in that way, Shri Guru is very merciful. Yes, he deals with all his disciples in a very loving way. So, Praptasya Kalyan, he gets mercy from Krishna and he distributes it amongst his disciples. So, that's why we have Narad Muni coming to rescue Vyasdev. And Vyasdev, very interesting, Vyasdev has written all the Vedas. 4 Vedas, yes, 18 Puranas, 100 Upanishads, everything is written. And he is despondent. Narad Muni has not written anything till now. Only Narad Bhakti Sutra, that small booklet. Still, Vyasdev doesn't think, अरे इतना लिखा मैंने, मेरे लिखने के बारे में प्रॉब्लम है. गुरु को क्या पता रहेगा लिखना क्या होता है? उन्होंने तो 6 श्लोक लिखे आज तक. No. So he approaches his Guru. Guru comes, and the first thing Shri Guru does is he scolds Vyasdev. What you have written here, my dear son, is equivalent to garbage where crows will come and only filth will sit. These are the words here in Bhagavatam. Tanmandye vayasam tirtham. Vayas means crow. Yes. What you have written is garbage, dirt, filth. Till now. Write something that is really glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Without any hindrance, without any motivation. And that's how we have the concept of Ahaituki Apratihata Vyayatma Suprasidati. So when one does Kadapumbi Duyashreshna Varnashrama Vibhaga Sarasmanustasya Dharmasya Samsiddhim Haritoshna and Ahaituki Apratihata, how does it begin? Huh? Huh? No. Anyways, so Savai Pumsam Paro Dharmo Yado Bhakti Ahaituki Apratihata Vyayatma Suprasidati. So we have Savai Pumsam Paro Dharma, the foremost duty of any human being, the same, Yato Bhakti Adhokshaja, which leads to the Bhakti of the Supreme Personality of God. So Vyasdev says, what you have written, sir, Narad Muni says, whatever you have written is only garbage worth filthy for crows to come and eat. And then Vyasdev does not feel ego hurt. तुम होता कौन है मेरे को ये बोलने वाला? ये देख इतने 660 हो गया ना, ये लिखे तेरे नाम से एक पेपर दिखा तेरे नाम से. No, he says yes. So this is the relation between spiritual master and disciple. Yes. Even if sometimes, you see, spiritual master is also a human being. So he might err. He might err. It's possible. from a managerial point of view. But if the disciple follows the instructions of his spiritual master, he is still protected by the Supreme Lord because he did his dharma. Yes. So we must follow. That's it. And in following, we get mercy. And then Narad Muni starts telling about his own life. That is the 5th chapter. Yes. Narad Muni tells about his life. How he was the son of a maid servant. And maid Dasi Putra that time means he doesn't even know who his father is. That is Dasi Putra. So Narad Muni in his previous life, in the previous millennium, he is the son of a Dasi. He does not know who his father is. But the mother is very simple, humble, and once in rainy season, some Bhakti Vedantas, great devotees of the Lord, they come and they stay in their house for 4 months of Chaturmas. And the mother starts serving these sadhus. She tells the son to serve the sadhus. So Narad Muni says, I used to arrange bed for them, I used to get water for them, I used to serve them prasad, and I used to take their remnants. And because I was very serious in my disposition, whenever they would have Krishna Katha, they would call me and they would also make me a part of that Krishna Katha. So just by their association, I developed intensity and ardent desire to hear more. And in due course of time, after 1 year or so, my mother died because of snake bite. She had gone to milk the cows in the jungle and she stepped over a snake and the snake bit her and she died. Now, I am a 6-year-old boy. I don't know who my father is. My mother is dead. Yes. And that's when sincerity comes into play. Narad Muni says, I just left my home and I kept wandering everywhere singing the glories of the Lord. Yes. So 1.5.26, the characteristic of a sincere devotee. Yes. Sorry, it is 1.6.26. 1.5.26 also. So 1.6.26. Namani anantasya hadatreva pathan guhyani bhadrani kritani chasmaran ram paryatan dushtabana vitasprha kalam pradikshan vimado vimatsara. So Narad Muni says, I began chanting the holy names and fame of the Lord by repeated recitation. Ignoring all the formalities of the material world, such chanting and remembering of the transcendental pastimes of the Lord are benefactory. Doing so, I travelled all over the world, fully satisfied, humble and non-envious. So 1.6.26 in essence is the life of a sincere Vaishnava. So he tells about his life and then he says, please create and advertise so that Vaishnavas can relish your idea. And that's how Bhagavatam comes. So we covered first 6 chapters of the first canto, what we had done in detail long time back, and from next Bhagavatam, next 2 Bhagavatams or 3 Bhagavatams we will take Brahma Samhita and we will continue with 7th chapter. Thank you very much.
Shyam, Rasik, Prabhuji.